Yes, I'm still alive. Yes, I'm still making the reviews. This is the Final Fantasy 13 one, by the way. And yes, I'm sorry for not making an update. I don't like update videos. I never do. I suppose you actually want some content out of me, so I just don't make them. So why I'm making this update video now, I've been away for too long. Sorry. I'm also making this now because when I eventually post the reviews or whatever, I don't want people writing, "Hey, you're still alive," in the comments, instead of actually posting a comment about the video. If you actually care about what's been going on, I've been kind of busy. Thing is, I do have a job. I do have to lecture American history. So I've spent most of the time either writing a lecture for a history class, which is 13 pages an hour, 48 classes. It's a book. And there's a couple other things. I had to study for this exam. I've had some financial problems. I'm considering moving to another college because I'm not really happy there. And I feel kind of restrained. I like Final Fantasy, but now that I know how to edit, now that I'm learning like Vegas and Adobe Premiere, I feel like I can do so much more. I can make documentaries. I can make teaching tools. I can teach people Japanese on the internet. I can do lots of things. And you know, talking about a series that's essentially cannibalized itself for no reasons gets a little dull sometimes. But typically when things get dull, I have to think of some way to motivate me to do it again. So anyway, I've been trying to edit this damn thing. Now, the reason why it's been taking so long is because I've essentially got 4 absolutely massive videos at once. Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 13, and the Bad Guys of Final Fantasy, which is the longest video I think I'm ever going to do. And I made the Final Fantasy 3 one by October. And I didn't think it was funny. So I kind of had to redo it. And I'm not done with it. Final Fantasy 3 is a difficult game to make fun of. It really is. It's good. It's not that good. It's kind of bad, but it's not that bad. So you gotta make... There's not much to work with. You know, there are days where I wish I can just say, forget Final Fantasy 2 and 3 and 13. They suck, everyone knows it. Let me do a good game for once, you know? But I've been thinking about reviewing some other things. Advent Children really needs taking down a peg. I can destroy that in a review. But the main reason I haven't been working is that I kind of want to get the quality up to a better level, and I don't really want to disappoint you. And the longer I'm away, the more you're waiting, and the harder it's going to be to do that. So, forgive me. I've been using the time to record every game, because that's really what takes the longest amount of time for me making these reviews. Sitting down, playing the game, taking the notes. So what I did instead was, I played all the Final Fantasy games, I recorded everything. So now all I gotta do is edit it, which is hopefully gonna speed something up. But, it might not, you know what I mean. And my computer broke, I had to format it, and I saved everything, but essentially I had to rebuild it. And when you're making like a 4-hour video, like 3 couple-hour videos, you gotta rebuild them all, you go, ugh. You know, sorry. And there's little things that have been bothering me. I mean, I love comments. You can comment all the time, I don't care. But I got a couple of PMs that really did not make me want to keep doing this. And just feelings I get. Being a critic is fun, especially if it's like a video game. But nobody likes you. Nobody understands that it's kind of your job to point out when something is crap, in order for other people to make less crap. That's the point of a critic. To elevate the good things and hopefully to improve your own work. Think of it as constructive criticism. Like if I look at a story that everyone likes and I point out a couple of flaws, so that should help you, so that when you write a story, it would be better. No, the old adage is critics never actually make anything. They just, they just denigrate everything. I don't really want to be like that. Now, there's no time where I'll be making a video game, but my entire life I've been wanting to write this book. And you gotta make a choice. Write the book or make these. I'm still making these. But I started to write the book again. I haven't been able to in a while because of school. And I'm having fun. Some good news has happened. For one thing, I became a partner. I have no idea how, but I did. So now I can make unrestricted size videos. That's nice. And maybe make some money, which I'm pretty sure I won't, but you know, that's not bad. I got 2 cameras, still no lighting, but I got 2 cameras so I can make some better shots. I got better software so that I could make the edits I really wanted to in Final Fantasy 13. There's one shot in the Final Fantasy 13 review that I really wanted to do, but it took, with the technology I had before, it took a month to render. Now I can do it in a day, so that's good. And the shot's not really that important. It's a shot of the whole game showing how the whole thing's a tunnel, which means you got to fast forward essentially 20 hours in 40 seconds, which is not an easy thing to do in a game. I thought about giving some previews from the Bad Guys of Final Fantasy video, but I said nah. And I just felt like the video's not funny at the beginning. It's very funny through the middle, and it's very serious at the end. And I don't mind the serious part, but I kind of want it to be funny at the start, you know. So I've had to rework it. And all the time I'm writing histories about, I got to write about, you know, Thomas Jefferson, the Columbian Exchange, the Civil War, you know, antebellum America, and, you know, this stuff takes forever. History is the hardest subject to make interesting. And you know why? It's because when you learned it in history class, you essentially learned it like, it essentially became like a vocabulary test. There's no story in it. You just learned, this is mercantilism. This is capitalism. What is the Monroe Doctrine? Who are the irreconcilables? You know, it's boring. You gotta tell a story with it. And it's very tough, especially when you're lecturing kids who don't give a shit about it. So that's where I've been. I don't want this to be a worthless video. There's gotta be something I can talk about for Final Fantasy. It's very hard to think of things actually mentioned because not much really happens. What could I talk about? They're gonna remake Final Fantasy X! Didn't you hear? They're gonna remake Final Fantasy X! What? Why? Who the fuck asked for that? What the? Oh god. Okay, look, Square Enix, I have to be somewhat calm about this. Which game has everyone been asking you to remake? Which game did no one ask you to remake? Why the hell are you remaking Final Fantasy X? Everyone could still play it. I imagine that the point of remaking a game is to make an old game that you can't get anymore and put it back in the mainstream. Final Fantasy VII. I love Final Fantasy VII, but it looks like crap. It's on a PlayStation 1, and you can't get it anymore. You can't go to the store and buy it. I could still go to a store and buy Final Fantasy X. Look! Alright, look, the guy at the GameStop didn't want me to record, but you know what? I took a picture with my damn camera phone. Here's the damn game. Here it is. Why the hell are you remaking the game? What the fuck is wrong with you? Does it really have to be remade? It doesn't look bad. It looks fine. What is the point? Why are you doing the exact opposite of what everyone wants you to do? What the Alright. You know, I suspect the reason they're remaking Final Fantasy X is because the graphics are a little easier to update. All they really got to do is increase the resolution a bit and change some textures. It's not like Final Fantasy VII where they actually have to redesign everything. So, as usual, this is just an expedient to make more money. At least that's what I think. I'm sure there's a stupid, bullshit, official reason that I don't care about. All it really is a big fuck you to all the fans. And you know what the best part is? They said they're going to redo the sphere grid, so it's kind of like the battle system in Final Fantasy 13. Genius! The one thing everyone hates about Final Fantasy X is the sphere grid. So your idea, let's make it worse. Great! What the? Ugh. I just remember all those little assholes who were like commenting on my article. I wrote for Nerdtrek, there won't be a Final Fantasy VII remake. Like, you're a hater. You suck. You don't know anything about Final Fantasy. You're stupid. They're going to remake it. They're working on a project right now. My brother's working on it. Don't you get it? Well, this was the project they were working on. Remaking Final Fantasy X. Why? Nice job, jackasses. Anyway. Final Fantasy 13-2 came out. I heard it. I was walking through Target, and I heard it. I heard, lightning! Catch it! Go! I'm like, oh no. I gotta review that too. I'm gonna try to get something out this month. No promises, but I'm gonna try. If you want to pass the time, I wrote another article for nerdtrek.com. The link's in the below. It's essentially a better version of what I wanted to say when I said, if you're going to make Final Fantasy 15, what would you do? That's the kind of game I would want. If you want to watch the video of that, go ahead. I thought about doing a Q&A video. You can post some questions down there if you want. Just preface it with the letters QA and then a colon and then ask me the question. Nothing stupid. I've decided I'm going to update the 700 list, and I'm going to edit it the way I wanted it to. It's going to be a new top 1000 list. A couple of new soundtracks that come out, like Type 0, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 13, a couple of Kingdom Hearts games. And while I don't recommend any of these games, they all suck. Don't waste your time. Seriously. They got some good songs. And they deserve to be thought of.